We're in the village of Norton, and this is the Church of St Andrews. And we've got a quiet little spot, a little gravel lane that leads up to the church. This is a beautiful avenue of trees, and the sun is trying to come out. And oh look, you can see now on this side here, we're in the middle of the Suffolk countryside, and on this side of the avenue of trees we've got a graveyard of new headstones, new burials there. A lovely bench sitting there in the shade. There's flowers everywhere. Isn't that lovely? Sun's, look, you can see the sun's trying to come out. On the other side, we've got slightly older headstones by the look of it. But we'll walk up the path and have a look at this church. Crosses here in the churchyard. And now that the sun's come out much stronger, it's beautiful with all the reflections. And crosses look so dramatic. So they should. Look at the shadows there, look. Beautiful. We haven't even got to the church yet. Look at that scene, look at that. All the crosses there, look. They're all the different angles and the light. Just beautiful. What a lovely sight, isn't that glorious? It's like a painting. More look. And on this side of the path, there's even more. There's some lovely Art Deco looking ones. Yes, 1931. Elizabeth Ann. Charles Parker, who died. That's a lovely, beautiful headstone. Very Art Deco. Beautiful one, look. Very unusual. We reached the top of the path here, the row of trees. We walk out into the sunshine, and there's the church. Church of St Andrews. Actually, the first thing that hits me, personally, is that there is a statue in that little niche above the door. They're usually missing in all these churches. Let's have a look around the outside of it. We'll just have a little stroll here around the outside of the church. They've got some serious floodlights here. This must be magnificent, lit up on a dark night. There at the back of the church there's a door, a path leading, gravel path leading to the door. There's a window above the door which looks fairly new actually. There's a big cross at the top. Lovely flint. Lovely, it's that lovely mixture of dark and white, which gives it this beautiful pebble dash look, and very little sign of repairs and damage. Lovely patterns set in above the arches with stone and flint, and that border running along the top, that is really nice, a checkerboard effect. The two roofs are red and they match. Cross on top, two crosses there. The tower's got a belfry and ramparts, that's really nice looking. And the porch, the walls are in keeping with the rest of the church. We've got a row of headstones that look as if they've been moved to where the porch is there, because I think they've cleared a lot of this area here. Probably this had all headstones at one time. We've got this monumental grave. And up here, we've got 1768. That's a large grave. And as the sun's shining now, we've got a hedge here that runs on the boundary of the churchyard, and there are a lot of more older headstones here, I think. Or I suspect they've been moved possibly to this area, but I don't know. Here we've got, to the memory of George Albert, third son of Arthur and Harriet Burt, who died the 17th July 1860. In his 20th year. Sad for Arthur and Harriet. And then you can turn here and get a view of the church from the back. It's only the back of it, maybe because it was weathered, that's all rendered. And yet the rest of it is all flint, and that's rendered at the top. It's quite a big church. Have a look around the back. So we're standing here in front of this stained glass window, which is will be behind the altar, and there's a big cross up above. The walls are all rendered here. There's old headstones, old gravestones lying against the wall. There's an extension there with a little window in it. And all the grass, though it's cut, there's no headstones here at all. It's just all plain here, hedging and trees all the way around. It's like a shed over there. It's like a chimney up there. There's a belfry. We can see the extension here, which has been rendered and patched up and possibly changed. I think the window has probably been added. Looks like a lot has happened here. There's part of it, the walls are rendered there. I suspect that's more the original wall. Windows were probably added at some point, but the other side, I think, which is so good in such lovely condition, was probably rebuilt or resurfaced in Victorian times when all this part was. There's one lonely grave there, just in front of that wooden door with a lovely arch. It's quite small, very low. Got a poor, lonely headstone here on its own that's sitting next to the wooden shed. There's a few more here that are almost leaning up against the shed, with two small ones. We come to this point and we can see the tower reflected against that sky, and the sun is behind the clouds at the moment. And there's a house to our right. Perhaps that was a vicarage at one time. Or maybe it is, I don't know. This churchyard seems that it's been cleared of a lot of headstones. Here we've got a very impressive monument to somebody or a family. Over in the far corner here of the churchyard, it's a quiet little spot, just pigeons cooing away, and there's a very large cross where we've disturbed a little bird. That's a magnificent cross. Look at that chain in stone. And there, a little gate coming into the churchyard. And here's a very impressive grave. Iron railings around it. Oh, more birds are upset with me. And here we get a good view of the church. The massive extensions and porch. They dwarf the original building. We'll have a look in the church, I think, now. Beautiful countryside though here. Here's a lovely double headstone. And it's a genuine double headstone. It's one piece. And then we get a good view of the tower from here now that the sun's come out again. It's got that window, single window at the side. It's got a memorial at the bottom of the tower there, and a window, and two wheelie bins. Oh, and a cone. This is a lovely little porch. It's very light in here. It's tall and very light. All the walls are painted. There's very large windows, one each side. That great big light, big bulb in there, and that's hanging from that ceiling. Let's have a look, see if it's open. So we're standing here just inside the entrance, and got a curtain that would come round and keep the drafts out. There's a carpet running all the way down across this old brick floor. Oh, and look, there's a beautiful old chest there. A little pew there for children or something, perhaps. Immediately to our left is this plain glass leaded window, letting in lots of light here, so it's very light in here. Actually, all the windows are plain by the look of it. I'm going to walk over to the center, but what have we got here? I'm not sure what this is, but it looks like it's something quite old and perhaps from somewhere else. I don't know. And here, right in front of the tower, is the fountain. This is a font. This is what I call a font. Look at that. Look at that carving. Look. Look how deep that is. My fingers go right there, look. And there's the tower. And there's bell pools. Oh, and look, there's a step ladder going up into the belfry. And the window up there is plain glass by the look of it. But the church is all painted. And it's lovely because they've left all the stone natural on the edges, which is great. There's a wooden door, and the carpet runs all the way down, so this door is presumably used. So I'm standing here with my back to the tower, and I'm standing in front of the font. We've got a red carpet that runs all the way down to the altar. Now this is a very bright and light church because all the windows are plain glass. Over there on that side there's some little bit of colour in the way of shields. A tiny bit on that one. The columns up there, they're quite intricate. They've got sort of patterns on them. But this is quite a wide church, very wide. And here on this side we've got plain glass. 3 windows all letting in light. And up above, beautiful roof in lovely condition. A lovely wooden ceiling, look. And there's one little stained glass window up above. And then the arch, and you come down, another wooden ceiling. And then plain glass window behind the altar. It's so light in here, it's quite modern actually. All the pews are fairly modern. They look 20th century to me. There's 3 aisles. There's 4 banks of pews. And they fill up the whole church. We'll have a little walk up here. Got a lovely display of flowers here in a basket in front of the pulpit. Fabulous colours. Over here on this side of the church, here on this aisle, we've got a little chapel area again with more of these beautiful flowers and 2 candles and a little cross. They are magnificent. That plain glass window. And over here, we've got, I guess for children, we've got a fabulous model of the church. I guess it's this church. Looks like it. There's an ark. And all the animals look, they're having a rest. He's alright, he's awake, but the rest are mostly sleeping. No, they're awake. And then down this side we've got older pews. And here on the floor it looks as if there'd been some brass at some time that are missing. Here we've got, here lies the body of William Fisk, the husband of Rachel Fisk, who departed this mortal life June the 24th, 1678. Get a view here of the church and see how wide it is. And there again on the other side there, older pews, but in the middle they're all fairly new. But they have got beautiful red carpets to sit on. So we're standing here and we'll step up on this red carpet. Got a wooden floor here. Ah, music box, and that's a lovely chair. It's lovely, isn't it? To the left here we've got this organ with a very bright orangey looking colour wood, and then gold pipes. It's almost colour coded. And sort of a selection of pews here, all different types from different ages, I guess. Little window set back which has got some colour at the top, and a collection of memorials there on that wall and over there. Now you look at that window, it's not as plain as you. It's actually quite a nice design. It's got all the stained glass at the top. The ceiling's lovely. Just a single cross on the altar. And over here we've got some pictures of previous rectors, I guess. And here we've got a lovely floor, actually. It steps up and it's a lovely pattern. Two nice chairs, and unfortunately spoiled a little bit by the gas heater. Small door. And we've got some graves here. 1830, 39. Those look as if they had brasses in them. Here lieth the body of Borradaile Milson, Esquire, who departed this life in the day of January 1677, age 72. And here we have Joannes Spenceley, as if he died in 1727. We stand here again now with the altar behind us and look down at the tower, and just worth noting, to our left we've got a little stained glass window in an alcove above the door here, and this pattern on the door is rather nice. This has just been painted on cloth, or it's woven. Now it's woven. so we can stand immediately in front of the font there, and immediately in front of the arch behind it, and see that that window in the tower, strangely enough, is slightly off center. It's odd that, it's a pity. But anyway, we'll turn to our left, step down and turn to our left. The flag here. And here we've got two little plaques. And here, looks like there was one missing from there. The floor here is older tiles. Looks like signs of perhaps water damage here. Little alcove. Got these older pews here. But all the windows are plain apart from the small amount of stained glass at the tops. Memorial on that wall. We've got a brick floor now. These are all slightly damaged. Look at it, that's been chopped off. As we leave the church, we're just having a look again at that lovely old chest with the old padlocks. I wonder if they still got the keys to them. That's very old, isn't it? I guess that's where they kept all the valuables that belonged to the church. So it's a very wide church, quite short in distance from one end to the other, and yet it's very big. But it's because I guess it's very light in here. There's a lot of plain light coming in. Before we go out, we just note that it's very considerate, and I do think that's considerate to have some umbrellas here, especially as it's a long walk to the car park. And here's a memorial or something, 1921. So we'll just step out of the porch. We take the long, gentle walk under the trees, past all these magnificent crosses and other headstones, back to the car park. And on our way, leaving the church, we just spotted another little area of the most beautiful headstones. I had to come and film this. Look at this. The tree, the light, and the shadows. Gentle wind. What a beautiful scene here. And there's the Church of St Andrews, the village of Norton in Suffolk. Not the most beautiful of churches, I would say, inside, but a glorious village church.